And hot take, the downstairs getting enlarged. I remember I was reading about that and I was like, what do you mean negative effect? That sounds pretty fun to me. Okay. Hello, my name is Lucy, aka Lucifer, and welcome to the 5th video on my channel. You can still claim OG status if you subscribe now, but chances are running out, so do it now.
Do it.
Thank you guys so much for the support so far and the video suggestions. I have taken note and I have made a list that I'll try to work my way through. But before we start the video, a big disclaimer. I am not an expert on this subject at all. I am just a random bodybuilder sharing my thoughts and opinions with you all. This is for entertainment purposes only. And yeah, my advice to you, do not take steroids. That might sound hypocritical coming from me, but I promise you it's not. Stick around to find out why. This is a rather difficult subject to talk about. I already feel like I'm walking on eggshells. I definitely don't want to glorify steroids and their usage. I will do my very best to talk about this in a responsible manner as much as I can. But I also got to be honest and say that I do not regret at all taking steroids, and I am very happy with that. And yeah, in that sense, big fan. I think people need to be able to make an educated decision on what or what not to do with their bodies. And downplaying the very real effects steroids have on a woman's body is not the way forward and would be doing us ladies a great disservice. It was very obvious to me since the very beginning that the physique I aspire to have is completely unobtainable naturally. But the best advice I found online in the matter of whether or not to take gear and stuff is don't take gear. First of all, what you should be focusing on is to train properly, eat properly, really embrace the lifestyle. First of all, to see if this is really something you want to commit to long term, but also to even be able to capitalize on any gear usage. Everything else has to be dialed in first so you can properly take advantage of gear anyway. It boggles my mind when there are people who basically waste gear and damage their body for absolutely no reason because they use it as a crutch because their diet isn't dialed in, or they're not training properly at intensity or with an intelligent plan. And that is, yeah, I personally think that's pretty dumb. Like, you're literally damaging your body for what then? There is nothing. It's embarrassing if you take a bunch of gear just to have a physique that's naturally achievable. But I know lots of people do that, but it's a bit self-destructive. I mean, in general, it is kind of self-destructive. I said this in in another video before. It's like you can have one drink, you're still poisoning yourself. You can get trashed completely every weekend, is also poisoning yourself. Obviously, there is a huge difference, but yeah, you're poisoning yourself every time you take alcohol, in the same sense that taking gear is never a healthy practice. So yeah, gear is never a way to compensate for poor discipline. Discipline has to come first, in my opinion. I've seen this especially with women also, who compensate with gear for not eating enough food basically, or trying to stay really lean while also making gains. And that is not the way forward. That's, first of all, it's obviously not very healthy. But besides that, again, you could probably make better gains if you just stayed at a body fat percentage that is more healthy for a female, but that also allows you to train harder and perform better, and then eat enough to gain. Ideally, obviously, be in a little surplus because if you're trying to grow muscle. Yeah, again, using gear as a crutch in any way is not the way. That's the last piece of the puzzle, the very last piece of the puzzle, if you're ever considering even using that. So I was completely new to the gym, obviously, and I knew I wanted a physique that down the line that cannot be achieved unless you're enhanced. But yeah, I'm very happy I took that advice to heart, and I spent the first few years just really learning how to diet, learning how to train properly and honing those skills, honing that discipline, and really, really focusing on the lifestyle, and also thinking long and hard whether or not I really want to do this. Because the last thing you want is regret making permanent changes to your body for the rest of your life that cannot be undone. So I used my time to confront and learn about all the various ways steroids affect the female body. It's absolutely by no means the same, absolutely not, that's not what I'm saying, but it's kind of akin to a way when people transition. Obviously, I'm not a trans person, I don't know what that's like, but some of the effects can potentially be similar. Like you can potentially get male characteristics. You can hear one of the side effects right now, I believe. So making a decision like that also demands that type of reflection and serious thought. Again, this is something that can never be undone. If you want to learn more about what steroid use in females can look like, and examples and more information, I actually recommend you check out Coach Colton's YouTube videos. He does super cool videos using women as examples and going through their journeys from a perspective of what have they taken and what has happened there. Is he very critical and sometimes a bit harsh? Yes, fair enough, but I think being critical and harsh on a subject like this beats glorifying it or downplaying the consequences. But yeah, my point of view, there is absolutely no need to ever rush into anything like that. Especially if your goal is bodybuilding. Patience is really the name of the game in any way. It's delayed gratification. I am very glad that I did not rush into anything and I took my time and I really just focused on training and bodybuilding without any assistance on that front. Something that I find baffling, to be honest, is that apparently lots of people just write themselves their cycles or self-prescribe stuff, as in they just, oh yeah, I want to get enhanced, I want this physique, and then they Google a bunch of stuff and like do their research online and then like, oh yeah, I should, or this person takes that much, I should take that. Do not write your own cycles. This is extremely complicated stuff. There are so many systems and mechanics in your body that interact. There's so much that goes into it. For the love of God, like, have medical guidance, have guidance from professionals who know what they're doing and have your best interest at heart. That was another reason I was holding off on that entirely, because first of all, I was like, I want to have a knowledgeable coach. I want to really have proper guidance on this, because you are playing with your life. Like, I'm obviously not trying to come out this with crazy acne scars or like a weird stubbly beard or an entirely Giga Chad face or something, or I don't know, worst of all, messed up organs. So yeah, it's a big decision and it's dangerous to do it wrong. So yeah, it's wild to me when I hear stories of forums of people who just make up some stuff and then like, oh yeah, let's try this, and then end up with terrible consequences. But I assume even if you know everything there is to know about the subject, it would still be a good idea to have someone coach you in that regard and guide you, because I imagine it would be very difficult to get out of one's head, if that makes sense. Obviously, do educate yourself, do some research, so at least you can identify if someone is advising you very poorly or advising you to do something dangerous. Because at the end of the day, this is your life at stake. You do not want to end up with someone who does not know what they're doing or does not have your best interest at heart, damaging you for life. So yeah, while I was spending time trying to learn about PEDs and their side effects and stuff, I was looking obviously at other women who had taken steroids, but not just the best case scenarios. I know we all look at Instagram and we all see the hyper responders, and we want to be the hyper responders that have only the positive effects and none of the negative effects. But that doesn't obviously apply to everyone. So I was asking myself every day, If all my hair falls out, will I still be happy with my decision if I get male pattern baldness? If my voice gets super dark and I sound like a dude and it's completely fried, and I can't sing anymore, will I still be happy with my decision? If my downstairs grows to ridiculous proportions, will I still be happy with my decision? So I ask myself all these questions every day for years, and it might surprise you, but every day the answer was yes. You might think I'm completely crazy, and I've heard bodybuilders need to be a bit crazy, which fair game, there might be some truth to that. But yeah, to me, it's worth it, but it might not be to everyone. And it breaks my heart when I hear stories of girls that had irresponsible coaches who were, be careful when you buy gear from your coach. Some of them are just, basically, I mean, there's a conflict of interest. They're trying to sell you stuff. So, sorry, I'm just jumping around now. But girls that had terrible cycles prescribed, like bikini girls on tren or something, and then, or even worse, not educated on what might happen to them, and then completely jump scared by, they think they have a cold and then their voice is permanently gone, or obviously other changes. And I was thinking, when my voice started to change, I was mentally prepared for that, but I was thinking to myself, if I had no idea, if I was just like, I got into this differently and I had a coach that was like, oh, you should take just a bit of Anavar, there's nothing's going to happen to you, it's fine, everyone does it, here, this and that, and then this would have just happened to me, would I still be happy? Probably not. I think I would be very shocked, and just because ultimately it wouldn't have been my decision in that sense. It's just terrifying, and that's why I think it's important to openly talk about this and to educate people. And if that means scaring people away, then good, because then this was never for you. Also, when I was thinking about this, the prospect of losing hair or going bald is the one that didn't scare me at all, because I already every once in a while shave my head for fun, because I like to think I have a cool head shape. I might put some footage on screen now. So yeah, that one is what I would do. And hot take, the downstairs getting enlarged. I remember I was reading about that and I was like, what do you mean negative effect? That sounds pretty fun to me. Okay. Recently I was also looking at pictures of I forgot her name now. I'll put a picture on screen. She totally embraced the bearded look and everything. Good for her that she actually has got the ability there to grow a full beard. It looks very stylish. I was thinking, wow, if I ever look like her, I would not be disappointed. She looks incredible. I mean, personally, I wouldn't mind. Again, this is everyone their own cup of tea, but if I woke up tomorrow looking like that, I'd be like, hell yeah. But that would kind of defeat the point of bodybuilding. Like, I want to make the gains myself, I have to. This is my project. I don't want to skip the gameplay, It's like, what is this? So, quick story time. I knew a guy I met at the gym, and he was like, yes, I want to bodybuild too, this and that. I want to get in shape really quickly. I want to be super lean, and I want to hop on gear. I want to get some gear so I can look amazing. And I told him, well, first of all, maybe like I just told you guys, maybe just focus on training properly. We were talking about training. I'm like, have you ever trained your rear delt? And he's like, no, I didn't know I have to do that. And but his focus didn't seem to be on, like, it didn't seem like he was in it for the training or for the lifestyle. He just wanted to get results quick. And I told him that cannot be the mindset. Like, yeah, you can obviously have your eye on the prize and whatnot, but you have to focus on ultimately getting there in a responsible way. And the body that you want, you only truly want it if you also want the lifestyle that comes with that body. There is no healthy way to fast track this. And I told him, like, he can fuck himself up in such, and if he really wants to maybe like look into getting a coach, this and that. And he didn't want to listen to me. And we had a bit of a falling out over that, so he stopped talking to me. And then some time passes and I heard back from him again. He had gone out and just ordered himself what he thought was a good cycle of the internet, and started taking things. And lo and behold, he has a great many acne scars now. And he stopped eventually, and then he got depressed and he couldn't go to the gym, and he lost all his gains, and that was a lesson learned. So please also learn from that lesson. Don't do that yourself. It's not recommendable at all. That all being said, I think gear can be obviously an absolutely fantastic tool to achieve a physique that truly is unnatural and quite literally larger than life, and to really do look like an anime character, which I do want to. Maybe not as lean all the time, obviously, that's not healthy, but I do want to be big and strong in an absurd manner. So to me, to even consider using steroids only makes sense if you really want a physique that is completely unobtainable otherwise, or if you're competing in an untested federation. Otherwise, there's no real point. I think it's really dumb if you're just using gear to compensate for your shitty habits. But I also believe in bodily autonomy. So if you just want to go out there and damage yourself for no reason and have a shitty lifestyle and just make your physique look a little bit better by, I don't know, taking whatever, then go ahead. I just don't have a lot of respect for that decision. I think it's stupid. But you can also say what I'm doing is stupid and I'm being an idiot, and that's the beauty of free speech. Please let me know in the comments if you think I'm an idiot. For now, I think I rambled enough again. I will make another video where I want to get into my more detailed experience with what I've taken, how my body has changed, what that felt like, and all that good stuff. So subscribe for that, and I'm gonna love you and leave you, and I see you next time. Bye bye. And build more muscle if goodness, where's my drink? Gear voice. Be sure to hit that Hello, my name is Lucy, aka Lucifer, and welcome to the 5th channel on my YouTube video. What the fuck? Okay, hold on, I can do this.